IRC Media brings you the first source you can watch for truth on board decisions in Indian River County. The Board Report, where taxpayers and policymakers intersect. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform to get notified when we go live on Fridays at 7 p.m. Visit IndianRiverConnections.com for more.
Hi, Joanne.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Pretty good. We had a pretty good show last week with Thomas co-hosting with you. I just wanted to say thank you again. That was another great show.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We've had a lot of, we've not a lot, I guess, but we've had some big news here locally. Obviously, we'll talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about, it was just on the tip of my tongue. You mentioned,
Ellis.
the Jesse Ellis case, the double homicide, according to the chief of police, is now closed. There's some other news, some potential new candidates in the race. Well, I don't know. Is this an election season for sheriff?
It's 2028.
So 2 years from now.
Yeah,
So,
2028.
okay, we have some potential people in the community throwing their hats in for the 2028 sheriff's race. We have our local elections coming up soon, also primaries in August, right? And then, or no, yeah, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Primaries in August, and a lot of important elections going on locally, although midterms, people don't really turn out. But
Yeah, we really need people to turn out
Yeah.
during the primaries. August 8th to the 15th is early voting, and August 18th is voting day for the primaries. Everybody needs to get their butt out there and vote.
Yeah, for sure. And you can get all kinds of information from the supervisor of elections website, which I had up, but I had to close one of my browsers and I lost it. But yeah, you just search for supervisor of elections, Indian River County, and you can actually see the financials, the kind of money some of these candidates are raising. You can even see who's donating money to some of these candidates, which is sometimes telling. Well, it's usually always telling. So I encourage people to visit the supervisor of elections.
Yeah.
And Leslie Swan, which we've done a show with her. We should get her on again and to update the community on
Yeah,
what's
she
going
does
on in
a
her
really
office.
fabulous job. I'm an advocate for people changing their jobs, not being in office for over and over and over and over again. But we really haven't had anybody running against her, and she has done a very good job. And when you go into her office, her staff loves her, and when somebody's doing a good job, they have a happy staff. When you go into an office and their staff just don't say hello, or when you need help, they don't want to help you, that reflects on the management. Absolutely.
Yeah, she doesn't come across political at all, just very integral. Like integrity is the most important thing to her, I believe. So but the website where you can get all this information is voteindianriver.gov, and you can see you find out voter registration, polling location. You can sign up to volunteer to work the elections, the polls, and then, like I said, you can get into the campaigns and see what kind of money these people are digging up, and we can always do that on another show, if not this one. But yeah, so just a reminder that our county has 117,107 active voters. How many of them do you think actually vote in the midterms?
We usually, I want to say the last time it was somewhere around 26%.
That should be a
Turnout?
trivia question for anybody who's might watch this show over the next week. Let us know, do the research, and if you're the first one, maybe you'll get a free t-shirt. But yeah, that's yeah, I mean, well, with almost 62,000 Republicans, almost 26,000 Democrats, there's like 24,000 NPAs and 5,000 other active voters that don't align with any party. So you
I
would
know, and
think it's just too small of a fraction of people, of active voters, registered voters that actually show up. Even in the general election, we get
Mhm.
screwed locally.
Well, and one year we got screwed because a lot of the young people didn't vote, but they're turning out like droves now. They're getting so active and involved. But also, guys, I want to say, look, I believe we're in a closed primary election because we have both parties running. So if you're an independent, one of those parties is going to need your vote in the primaries to help push that candidate forward. I think we have for District 2, we have several Republicans running and a Democrat running. And then District 4, we just have a Republican and a Democrat running. That's Laura for county commission. So when you have a lot of people running, you need to come out and vote so that it doesn't water down the Republican side and you can all get out there and vote and push that candidate forward to the general election.
Yeah. Now, so on those elected positions, I think you have to go to the Secretary of State's website, right?
For the Board of County Commission?
No, for
Oh,
oh, I
for
thought
governor. No, I was
well,
talking about the
governor
Board
and
of
congressman, right?
yeah, you have to go to the others, the state
Okay.
website for that. But when we're a closed primary, a lot of the independent voters don't vote in the primaries because they don't wanna they're independent. So all you can do is change your registration just for the primary, and after you vote, just go change it back, and then you will be voting for your party under your party in the general election. But everybody needs to start participating in those primaries because they really are crucial. They really push your candidate forward.
Right. So locally, it is District 2 and 4, County Commissioner. School Board, it's District 1, 2, and 4. Indian River County Hospital District, Seat 2, 4, and 6, which nobody knows enough about these other ones.
Mm-mm.
Indian River Soil and Water Conservation District, that's one seat is up for that. And Indian River Mosquito Control, Seat 2 is up for that.
Yeah, and don't forget we just got redistricted. So we used to be District 8 for the Senate seat. Is that the Senate seat for state congressman?
Yeah,
Paradopoulos was
yeah,
our
congressional, yeah.
he's no longer is, and we're a part of a bigger group of counties. So you need to go out and vote because right now Soto is the district representative for our district, which is now District 9, and he's a Democrat. So you guys need to get out in the primaries and vote because he's probably going to be on that ballot as well for the primaries.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the website for the Florida.
Billotopia, is it Billotopia?
I don't know. This
Billopedia?
website's horrible. It's not. I'm used to Leslie Swan's site. I'm spoiled because I know right where to go for all this stuff in the state. I don't go to the state site very often, so.
Let me
But
see.
yeah, you can find out all that information if you have a few minutes and you're not under pressure live. Yeah.
Yeah, if we had John Carroll here, he'd pull it right up.
Political parties, campaign finance candidates, campaign documents and committees. Let's see. You think it would tell me right off the bat who's there? So 2026 election, right?
Mhm.
View list. Let's see. Senator for United States Senator, there is there's Giuseppe Gleason Moody, who's the incumbent, Nixon, Perry, Rivera, Vindman. Obviously we know Moody's a Republican, but there's also three other Republicans running against her. That's Chris
Mhm.
Gleason, Tanisha Perry, and Ernie Rivera. Now, again, I don't trust anybody who just comes out and says they're Republican. And who are these people,
Oh, I
anyways? I haven't
know.
heard any of these. And we're going to be District 8, right? Let's go
Mhm.
down here to District
No,
8.
we're District 9.
We're
We're
going to be
District
District
9
9.
now. Mhm.
So for U.S. Representative, District 9.
It's for state. District 9 is for state. Those are our state representatives, District 9.
Okay. I'm looking at
And
United
that's
States Representative.
Soto. That's
Let's
Soto.
uh
Let me see.
let's do this. See if this changes that. State Senate. Okay, so state Senate. We don't have
Oh,
one up there for District 9,
ballot.
but for the state representative, you said it was Allison Tant?
No.
This doesn't make sense.
It's if you go to Ballotpedia, you should be able to pull up 2026 other local elections, municipalities, state ballot measures, state judge, state legislative elections, um, congressional elections. Let's look at state legislative elections. We've got
Who did you
Florida
say the
here.
incumbent was for District 9?
District 9 is Soto, if I remember that correctly. I think it was Soto.
I don't know. I'm looking on the Division of Elections for Florida here. State representative. This has got to be. Yeah, I don't know. It does say there's a Democrat incumbent. I might be the wrong one because, again, like I said, this website is pretty
I
glitchy.
think his name is Darren Soto. Kissimmee, Florida. His
There's John.
office is
John's in the comments section. Hey, John. John's on the road, or he would be here with us. So if we're falling behind, it's because John's not here.
yeah, Darren Soto is representing the 9th district. That's who he is. He's representing the 9th district of Florida. He has 43 million. Soto announces 43 million federal aviation administration funding. Oh, that's what he raised for the airport. But he's located in Kissimmee and Orlando. He has offices over there.
Yeah, and
But
that's going to be the bummer for us. We're not going to have barely any access to our representative, especially if it's a Democrat.
Mhm.
You know, and the idea is that the Democrat won't have a job after this election, which let's hope that's the case. But let's hope the Republican that's coming from Orlando that might beat them,
Well,
whoever that might be.
it doesn't have to come from Orlando, though. Anybody can run. We can have somebody run out of our county. We could have somebody run out of Okeechobee because that's one of the counties
Right,
that,
but the chances are Orlando politics and Orlando money is going to fund a front runner, you know, out of Central Florida politics, and it's no
Mhm.
better up there than it is down here. That's for sure.
No, it's pretty liberal over there in Orlando. I mean, you've got your
Yeah,
Republicans, but it's a large city, so it's gonna have like Miami, it's like going to Miami and trying to find a strong Republican group down there.
let's see.
Yeah, I was trying to find some more information on it. I had it when I did that interview with, John because I was more prepared for it,
Yeah,
but,
we weren't prepared for tonight at all.
not for the elections as far
Yeah,
as knowing who and everybody is, because I have a breakdown that shows the counties and, we have Osceola County that we need to work on, and there's, like, 2 counties that were really deep, uh, had numbers. I wish I could find that, and I'll show it to you, but I'll look for it anyway. We should just go to a commercial, and then we'll come back and, talk
okay.
about Jesse Ellis and that
Yeah.
case,
Well,
and I'll see what I
I
can
won't
find
bore
you for.
anybody with a duplicate of our intro, but what I will do is I'll bring us up to this. Um, you can take care of what you have to, Joanne. This is our 250 celebration shirt. Sorry for the horrible pictures, but we're going to be selling these to raise money for Indian River Connections and IRC Media. So if you support what we do, please let us know. Reach out. We've got your size. Right now, they're all in black. We can probably manage gray, but I don't know what sizes we have and how it Oh, was that me? I didn't even click it over yet. But anyways, there's our shirt. You can see USA 250 with the flag on the sleeve, and celebrating 250 years of American independence. And we'd like for you guys to support us and help represent. So if you enjoy what we do and want to support us, reach out to one of us. We will be putting them out for sale, probably on the website. I don't know. It's kind of easier to do things in real life, but reach out to us, and we've got plenty of them. We'll be pushing them. We'll also be at Filthy's in Vero Beach, I believe, on the second Thursday of June. Forgive me because the calendar's not pulling up. It's probably on a different monitor. So of course we'll have some down there with us. Yeah, it's going to be June 11th. As long as everything is open and everything goes fine. Of course, John will post the details for that. Now we have shirts for Conspiracy Club too. Of course, I don't have one of those loaded up and ready to go, but definitely reach out and make sure you follow us on Facebook and YouTube. It's streaming on Twitch. I don't think anybody watches, but X and Rumble and all that. But follow us definitely on Facebook. You can follow IRC Media and Indian River Connections. Plus, join our local group where you can share your business, find references and referrals and stuff like that, and some of our other stuff that we post constantly. So we're trying to post news daily. Of course, we take some days off. So be sure to follow us all over those other places and hit the like and comment. That's all I've got to say. But we can get right back into the show and talk about everything is delaying on me over here.
Is it? Do you want to go over to Jesse Ellis?
There
we go.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and take. My mouse must have died or something. But so Jesse Ellis. We're going on what? It's March 29th, so it's been 2 months and 4 days or something like that since a double homicide outside the Indian River County Main Library, where Jesse Ellis, they knew for a fact it was him because they can see him on the cameras, and then went missing, obviously.
He had the shorts on, the ball cap.
Yeah. Shot his soon-to-be ex-wife and her coworker. Some would say they were having an affair, but whatever.
It was like a triangle of love.
Was something. So he went unhinged, and he's been missing ever since. And they just found him. What was it? Been 2 days now, right?
Yeah. Well, they found him on Wednesday, and on Thursday is when they did the press. And if I have that right, and because Thursday is when they did the press release out of the police station, and then today is Friday. So yeah, it came out yesterday. So it was the day before yesterday, and they identified him through his teeth. Well, they also identified him because of what he was wearing, and there were a lot of clues that it was him. So they had no doubt. But the body was very decomposed. Do you want to pull up that?
Yes. Let me pull that. You want to pull up the press conference? Here, this was the wanted. This was Jesse Scott Ellis here, and then here's the police chief's presser. We'll play most of what he's got to say, and we'll cut it off right before he takes questions.
Yeah.
Located Danny Uli and Stacy Mason, deceased in the library parking lot from multiple gunshot wounds. Through the investigation, detectives determined this was a targeted domestic-related incident involving suspect Jesse Scott Ellis. Detectives and crime scene personnel immediately began an extensive investigation involving surveillance footage, witness interviews, search warrants, forensic evidence, and digital evidence analysis. Investigators later located a vehicle associated with Ellis near South Beach on the afternoon of March 24th. As evidence and investigative leads continued to develop, detectives obtained an arrest warrant charging Ellis with 2 counts of premeditated murder. Since the onset of this investigation, our detectives, crime scene personnel, and assisting agencies have worked tirelessly every day pursuing leads and processing a significant amount of evidence. Yesterday, on May 27th, officers responded to the 2000 block of Cove Drive after a deceased individual was discovered in a wooded area near a residential property. Through investigative efforts and confirmation by dental records, that individual was positively identified as Jesse Scott Ellis. Based on the circumstances and evidence observed at the scene, investigators believe Ellis died by suicide shortly after the March 24th homicide incident. Due to the advanced stage of decomposition, the medical examiner is unable to make a definitive determination regarding the exact cause of and manner of death at this time. However, evidence located at the scene is consistent with an apparent hanging. This investigation involved extensive coordination with numerous local, state, and federal law enforcement partners, and we are grateful for their assistance throughout this case. We recognize the profound impact this tragedy has had on the victim's family, friends, and loved ones. While nothing can undo the pain caused by this senseless act of violence, we hope locating and identifying Ellis provides some measure of closure to those affected. The Vero Beach Police Department has remained in contact with the involved families throughout this entire investigation. The families have requested privacy during this difficult time, and we respectfully ask the media and public to honor that request. We appreciate the patience and support of our community throughout this investigation. Questions?
How long do you guys believe?
Yeah, so of course, the question is, oh, I think he's still playing on your end. There you go. Yeah, so obviously we're assuming the same day he got tired of, he realized running wasn't going to work. And I actually think my personal feelings are he went into the ocean and the dumbass didn't realize he floats. Joanne, I can't hear you. You might be muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably couldn't drown himself.
No.
Like, how the hell else can he swim? What was it? 2 miles offshore? I can't swim 30 yards,
Yeah,
like
it was like
without
a mile
regretting,
offshore.
thinking about my life. And this guy swam a mile or 2 miles offshore and then figured out he wasn't going to die, and he came back and found some other way, and what a way to
Can
do
you
it,
imagine trying to drown yourself? I'm floating. I'm
right? Like,
floating.
like, God, what a coward anyways. What a cowardly way to go. And we know where he's at now. But it's also very sad that somebody could get into that mindset to even consider taking another life and their own, and especially
Yeah.
over a love triangle.
Yeah,
There's
the whole
plenty of life
situation
to
was
live.
sad. But some people just get so emotionally caught up, and we don't know. We've had friends, I'm sure you've had friends, I've had friends that went through a horrible divorce, or where they're losing everything. It's affecting your life, it's affecting your job, it's affecting your psyche. So we don't know what the stress level was for him, but it's from, like when it first happened, it seemed like all of these guys had people that all loved them very much. So I feel really sad for that part. But, and you've got to just think the poor guy just, he cracked. And when he tried to drown himself, like you said, he finally realized I can't do this myself. I need a brick on me because I'm just floating, you know?
I could just
And
imagine that,
and
just
then
the
when he
mental
came in,
state.
he was just so exhausted, so mentally uh, beat up on himself. And he came to Jesus. He's like, "What the hell did I just do? I just took somebody's life. Like my life is over." I don't know if he was thinking that, but I'm imagining that's got to be going through your head. And people are looking for him, and he went and took his own life. He just couldn't. He couldn't live with himself after what he did.
I'm going to pull up the pictures of where they found the body. I'm not super familiar with Vero Beach. I know you're much more familiar with Vero Beach than I am, but people are kind of like shocked and, trying to
But
figure out how can this have been missed?
well, it makes a lot of sense because first of all, number 1, Florida's hot. So do you drive with your windows open often?
Heck
No.
no.
So you're not gonna smell it if you're driving by. Then in it the beach side is full of snowbirds. Are they here year round? No, this is the time when they're leaving. So there's nobody at the houses over there. So you literally could probably dump a body in a little area and nobody would know until the cleaning guy or the property manager comes out to take service the property, which is basically what happened. That's how they got notified. They found that property, the body there. So it makes sense to me why it was so easy for him to be missed. But at the same time, I was like, did they, because he really didn't say how long they used the cadaver dogs for, like, and how far they went. Did they search, and did they search them every day for several days before they decided to pull them back? You know what I mean? So that's what
Right.
was wondering in my head. Did they use the cadaver dogs for several days, or did they just use them for, 2 days and then decided, he's gone. We're going to find him somewhere. He probably took his life, you know? But I
Yeah,
thought some of
I
the
think.
reporters asked good questions.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. You definitely have to follow up with the police chief on some of his pressers. I got to give it to the guy. That's not something they face in Vero Beach very often. I'm trying to pull it up on another. I was trying to pull up the site, like the map of where they actually found
Yeah,
him.
there's two. It's near Quail Valley, and it's really two really expensive, gigantic homes are to the left and to the right, and there's like a small little wooded area that's it's really not that like woods like you'd think. It's more of like the Florida kind of roughage wood area, but you can't see anything because everything in Florida grows full, but it's a small area. It really is not a huge area, and
Yeah, so
you
I'll
don't
pull it
have to
up.
be
I'll
that
pull it up
far
right here.
in.
Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna come here. Don't mind me. I'm removing that from the scene, and
I
I
think the
will
good
bring
thing
in.
is so listen, I think the good thing is that the families, all of them, have closure now. you
Yeah,
know and any loose ends that the police department can put together, if the families have any more questions or anything, it could help them deal with it and move on, because that's really, really sad. It really is you know
for sure. It's a spectacle for us because we're not used to that kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like these people deserve closure
hmm
and privacy. Let me switch over here.
yeah, that's no matter how you look at it, that somebody loved those people. They were loved by
Yeah,
somebody. Yeah, there it is. See that? And you can see where JC Beach is. And that
right.
area right there, do you see it? Can you pull it up? Pull it in closer?
JC Beach or this
Jason
one?
Beach is
Yeah,
south of there, but yeah, you can bring it in tighter. You can see those 2 huge houses right there.
right.
Nobody was in those houses, that's what the chief said. They were already gone.
And what was it? Somewhere in
It
the
was
area south
on
of
the
the
road.
marker, or
If you're standing on the road, you go into that brush that's off of A1A, and he probably was, I wanna say, probably a good 15 feet in from the road. Do you see that?
yeah.
So if
Okay.
your car's on the road there, it's that brush there in between the houses.
So over here.
Yes, right in between the houses.
Can you imagine your kids finding that or something?
Yeah. But right, yep, that's where you had it, right where it was, and that's where he went. So when you look in, he must have walked there, because they
So where's
found
South
yep,
Beach in this picture?
if you go south, yeah, go south. It's not too far off.
And so he's walked this whole length, right?
Yeah. Well, he
Because
must have
this
swam in. Pull
he
it in a
probably
little
came
bit.
in.
Yeah. South Beach has a big grassy area. Go south of there. There's a big grassy area on the right when South Beach is. Maybe South Beach is, that's a golf course. So no, I'm thinking JC Beach. I'm sorry.
Okay. So where did they find his truck?
His truck, I thought it was found at South Beach, but I could be wrong. It
Okay.
could be JC Beach. I don't remember where the chief said he found it.
Either way,
Because South Beach is where the bridge is, and JC is north of the bridge. JC Beach is north of the Barber Bridge. I don't see a bridge there. There's a bridge. Is
there's
that
17th Street. That's
okay? So
Barber, right?
that's Barber Bridge. So
Okay,
like
so this is
the
technically South Beach Park up
yep,
here.
right there. So that means he walked here. And where all that
Okay.
grassy area is, that's looks like it's JC Beach up that way.
So he didn't go far
No, he didn't go far at all.
and just said, "Oh, got to do this one way or another." So, unfortunately, he took the easy way out like a coward, and he won't get his time in lockup
No, but
be miserable for decades, but at the same time, might as well be done with the trash.
yeah, well, you know what? He was suffering from something, and he's gonna have to be accountable in the spirit world. So,
For sure.
the Lord he has to answer to the Lord now for whatever he did. It's never good to take someone's life, even in anger, maybe in self-defense if you have to defend your own life, but not out of anger and revenge. That's just wrong.
Yeah. So so that case is closed. I mean, I'm sure there's still questions as to how the police department's going to react going forward. In that presser, the chief did talk about how his people met with the fire department and going forward, how they're going to share pertinent information, like immediate type scenarios for things like this, like just useful information. They don't want to overwhelm the fire department administration with non-useful information either. But I said from the beginning, this was something immediately, as soon as there was a murder, a shooting, and not a suspect dead or in custody, there's a person at large, and there should be a bolo across all emergency personnel's radar, because God forbid somebody walks up in an ambush, and we've seen it across the country. And
Mhm.
firefighters or paramedics get gunned down at the doorway, and it's just, well, we saw it here too, but maybe not an ambush, but it's just, there definitely, there was learning lessons here, and hopefully the chief and the city take it seriously and going forward really focus on improving on that. Although locally, I haven't heard the chief catching much flack for how he's handling it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did okay. I don't know if like I asked, did they when did they turn the cadaver dogs away? I don't think that ever was really answered. How deep did they look in the woods, and did they do it for several days at a time as if they were searching for a missing child? You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, they didn't know if he still was at large with a firearm,
And they
you
thought he
know?
had a firearm with him because there
Yeah.
was a holster and a magazine that didn't have a gun to go with it.
Mhm. Yeah, so I would have figured, hey, let's keep searching with those cadaver dogs, but I don't know, maybe it's a money thing. You got to pay for your cadaver dogs, or work with the
Maybe.
sheriff department to,
I,
get
I
deep
know
in
they
there.
had the cadaver dog they had was from Brevard County. So I don't
Oh,
know if it's a
really?
budgeting issue. Yeah, I don't believe we have a cadaver dog.
We don't, huh?
I think we have other dogs, but they get really specific when it comes to, you know,
Oh.
their job duties. So I believe that was on loan from Brevard County. I'm sure we had dogs out there too, but who knows? I don't know.
So listen, I was on Mike Dilk's site and he's talking about, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all the support and encouragement because he mentioned he's going to run for sheriff.
Yeah, and that was what I was kind of alluding to earlier, how the local sheriff's race is going to heat up again. And I thought, my feeling was coming into the next round for the sheriff's department that Milo Thornton had a better chance now than ever. But then again, I talked to some people in the community, particularly the lower end community, and they're actually kind of satisfied with Flowers and the way he's been handling crime. And a few of them said Milo should just sit this one out. So maybe Milo is sitting this one out. I know he's got a pretty good position with Port St. Lucie or St. Lucie County and one or the other. And his buddy, like you said, Michael Dilks has now thrown his hat in the ring. I don't know how serious Dilks is. Now, I know Dilks from watching his videos. I don't know personally. I know you and John have had conversations with him. I haven't, but I know he's serious about exposing the sheriff every chance he gets.
Well, I know that, but from this, did you read his post?
I was
Yeah.
actually trying to go to.
I'll read it. It says, I just want to say thank you to everyone for all the support and encouragement. The response from this community has been amazing. The Dilks for Sheriff website is dilksforsheriff.com. This sounds serious to me. Should be live in the next week and will be able to start accepting campaign donations starting June 13th. We can also begin collecting petition signatures to help get on the ballot. Campaign hats, shirts, stickers, and other merchandise are in the works and will be available soon. This campaign is about accountability, transparency, and making sure the people of Indian River County have a voice. I truly appreciate everyone who has reached out, shown support, shared ideas, and volunteered to help. Now it's time to get to work. Paid for and approved by Michael Dilks, Republican for Indian River County Sheriff. That sounds pretty serious to me.
Listen, though, Michael Dilks has got a very good point to make against Sheriff Eric Flowers. I'll give him that. It is very personal for Michael Dilks. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
Relations with him, not like, boy and girl, but I mean like friendship, like closeness, like buddy, like I got your back type, that kind of intimate friendship with the sheriff. So he knows a lot of information. He's been in the police department and in the sheriff's department. So he's covered both.
And he's a constitutional conservative too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got that going for him. But we thought that about the sheriff also. And we heard that from the other candidates in the last race we had to sit through, the last two. Because don't forget, it was what, it must have been 6 years now. Not that long. When did we talk to Eric Flowers on Twitter? When we first started doing this.
That was like 2-3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes. And ironically, I think I wish I can find that again because I had asked him about the flock cameras. And if you remember that,
over the place,
and now it's the biggest story in the news, and they're still popping up all over the place around here. So,
well, you've got the police department putting them up in the city area, and you've got the sheriff putting them up, and those flock cameras can get integrated with facial recognition. So if they tell you they can't, that's BS.
And there's people on Twitter and on what is it, TikTok, showing footage of just everyday citizens accessing these cameras, like hacking them or something. It's not very hard, and they've been used by law enforcement to track ex-girlfriends, and I think Dilks even mentions that in one of his shows. But yeah, he does a podcast. I think it's every Wednesday. It drops at noon. Called Copville on YouTube. His website's copvilleog.com. And like you said, his website for sheriff is dilksforsheriff.com. So check out that. Well, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting because I read that to you right off of his webpage,
Yes.
and he sounds very serious. So if you're out there and you want to support Mike Dilks, he's going to be running. But you know what I loved about the last race is they had it at the charter school. Remember, you tried to get into that. Remember? It
I
was
was
jam
there.
packed.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it
had to
was.
stand up against the wall.
Yes,
Well,
it
I'm
was so
surprised they
packed.
let us in. If that
I
was a
know.
city council meeting in Fellsmere, they tell you can't stand in the room.
No, it was jam packed. There were
No
people. That
offense.
was the best sheriff race. I mean, show up for the sheriff race that I ever saw in the county since I moved here in 2004. I was like, man, everybody is coming out to this race.
Yeah, and again, that was an election season that was very odd to us because we saw the number of votes high for certain races in the election, but
Hmm.
basic and consistent for the others. And it was almost like the
Well,
numbers were enough to where if I was like election forensics expert, I would be kind of questioning
well,
some of the
because when
practices.
the absentee ballots came in, they like took over. You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
the
but
races changed.
but the people were only voting. They weren't voting for every option. If you remember that, they were only voting for like three main options, and it was the highly sought after or contested ones, which was the sheriff, the congressman, and
County commission.
what was that the one though where
Yeah.
they had lower votes though? I think that a lot of people weren't voting county commission and school board during that one, but the other ones they were. So the numbers coming in to me looked like it was consistent with some stories you would hear of harvesting in other states, where they're not voting down the whole ballot.
Mm-mm.
They were only voting for specific elections or specific offices and leaving the rest blank because the numbers didn't add up. The total for
Yeah.
each can you think it would be relevant when it comes to the local ones, and they just weren't there.
Yeah, that was an interesting race because I
Yeah.
was outside the library. Oh, it was that's what it was. Congressman. That's the other race because I was supporting John Hearton and I was outside the library running his tent and everything. And Milo was across the street, Touchberry was next to me, and Flowers was across the street next to Milo. And everybody was stopping at Milo's tent. Like they would go in and come out and go in. And I was like, damn, everybody likes Milo. And some of the candidates, some of the people that went in came out and they were like, Milo, I couldn't vote for you. You weren't on my ballot. Well, Milo's had a great calling from the Democrats, but they didn't realize they needed to change their ballot, their registration to vote for Milo. And so they came out and they were like, I didn't see you on my ballot. You know, you weren't on my ballot. And it's because they were still Democrats.
Well, nobody accused him of being smart. Um, sorry. So yeah. Anyways, we've only got a few minutes left, but I do want to bring up.
Are we gonna throw the fish back?
Oh, we can touch on that real quick, but I do want to bring up. It is summertime. Kids are out of school, all ages. Be careful around pools and bodies of water. There was a South Vero somewhere. A 1-year-old was found in a pool. I believe this was a few days ago on the 26th. Might have been 22nd. A 1-year-old has died after being found in a residential swimming pool in Indian River County, according to the sheriff's office. Heartbreaking reminder of the importance of pool safety with summer approaching and more families spending time outdoors. Teach your kids to swim. Don't,
Yes.
better yet, don't teach your kids to swim. Let somebody else teach them.
Mhm.
No matter how good you are at swimming, or even if you're a swim coach, let a different coach teach your kids how to swim. It's so important. And at the very youngest ages, we live in Florida. We're surrounded by water. There's a pond, a
Mhm.
canal, a ditch. It only takes a puddle. But your kid should know how to swim and should be able to at least correct its posture in the water at the earliest ages.
Yeah, to
They
float
teach
on their
baby they
back at
teach they
least.
teach babies to do this.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
crucial
reason.
here in Florida. It's where
Yes.
we're surrounded by water. Everywhere you go, it's water. And if you're not near water, I can guarantee you you will have water in front of your house when it rains. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like teach
Yeah.
those kids to swim early.
Yeah. Another thing locally, the city of Sebastian is seeking public input on planned upgrades to the Riverview Park, including improvements to the playground and splash pad areas. They have a meeting coming up. Oh, I got the wrong set of notes. I think it's the 11th also. They want community input. It's part of a, hold on, let me pull it up because I was kind of impressed.
I like
Uh,
Riverview Park. I just I don't like when they start making it undog friendly. I
I
feel
didn't
like
realize
Indian
they
River
did.
I feel like Indian River County is starting to get that way, and it's like, uh, we love our dogs, we love our pets,
Yeah.
and,
Where did it go?
can't even go on the beach anymore without feeling like you're doing something wrong because you're bringing your
Oh,
pet,
oh yeah,
you
the
know?
beach. Yeah, the
Yeah.
beach is here in Indian River County. You can't bring a dog.
Mhm.
Riverview Park
It's
in Sebastian, I think you still can. And that's the one with all the squirrels. They do the concerts and stuff like that, the Shrimp Fest, the fireworks. You can come down there on July 4th. Look for one of us in our shirts. We might have one or two to hand out if somebody recognizes us, but or in Vero for that matter. We got to do some promotions. But yeah, so Riverview Park, it's a staple in the Sebastian area, North County. That's where they do the Freedom Fest every year. There's always arts and crafts, music in the park. They do a movie in the park too. But it's pretty cool. So if you're in the area, um, definitely if you have input, it's part of a $3.2 million upgrade. And it's, I don't think that we're paying for it. I think it's between two grants, which was weird. I've never heard of these before.
it's
Like
such a small park, though,
the
like, what else can they
well,
do?
it's the section in between the gas station and the laundromat from US, from 512 to the next road, and then from US 1 to the river. But it's not just that one square. It encompasses the river shore from right there, I believe, just south of the park, all the way up to Mulligan's and the two piers. So and there's an amphitheater there. They're gonna renovate the piers. The splash pad is part of it also, which is on the other side of the laundromat. There's quite a bit they can do there. And then there's the Veterans Memorial, um, which is it's an impressive memorial for Sebastian. It's no Memorial Island or nothing like that, but it's
Mhm,
what they have to work with. But
mhm.
I love it up there. We go there every year for the 4th of July, and what else is it? The Christmas parade. My
And
only
they have the
complaint,
car shows there too, and the art
yeah,
shows.
my only complaint is with the 4th of July Freedom Fest is they do the parade in the morning, and it gets
Mm.
so freaking hot by 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You're just so freaking miserable, and they're down there with 100,000 people, and you just don't want to be
And
there.
it goes so slow.
Yes, yes.
It does, it
Uh,
goes so slow, and it's
so
like,
if you're in the area, make sure you go and tell them the splash pad needs to be bigger or whatever. My kids love that splash pad growing
mhm,
up. So in the park, they love going to play at the playground. So all the playgrounds in this county need attention, and they really, thank God. I think Indian River is finally seeking grants or something like that. So it'd be nice to see something like that turn around. So,
mhm.
okay, so we covered the 1-year-old dying in the pool, Jesse Ellis, Sebastian, and then throw the fish back. It really
Yeah.
wasn't on our lineup. I only got a couple minutes, but James Fishback running for Florida governor. I mean, really, at this point, though, is anybody else a contender? I feel like we already know who the next governor is. Not happy about it, but I don't think anything's going to change between now and election day. That's going to
Mhm.
change the fact that Byron Donalds is more than likely going to be our next governor. I
Mm.
don't even think he's from Florida. I don't even know how long he's been in Florida. I don't particularly care for him for that kind of a position. I do think he's a spectacular congressman.
Yeah, I think he should stay there.
Right. We need to
Mhm.
stop losing our fighters in Washington.
Mhm. Yeah.
But at the same time, I played video, I think on a different show or a different podcast of DeSantis saying Byron Donalds, he just really hasn't had any part in our local
It's
victories
true.
for Florida,
And
and
then when you try to get a hold of him being from Florida, you can't. He's so busy, you know?
right. Right.
Unless you're
It's
like
almost like
someone
he's
known,
too good for
right,
us now.
unless you're part of the GOP or REC, Republican Club, then you can get him to possibly come to your club to speak, but,
If it's big enough.
yeah. But it's
Yeah.
like you gotta go through all these hoops. Like, I could still contact Tyler Sorois in Brevard County if I need to. I even went to his office to talk to him about the Second Amendment, way back, when we were trying to, defend it and get, open carry and all that stuff, which we finally have now. But, he was like, "Come talk to me in my office," and I called him, and I went there with my husband.
That's how
That's what you
Posey was.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want in
Yeah.
your representative. You don't want them to be so, like, up there that it's like some celebrity or something, They're supposed to be,
Unapproachable.
yeah, they're
Like
supposed to be
our
working for
sheriff.
us.
Like
Yeah.
our sheriff.
Yeah,
Uh
he used
he
to be
used to
more
be approachable.
approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to the governor race, I like that. Like I said, I think we know who it's going to be. In the more reasonable choices, I think I would pick Jay Collins, but at the same time, he's got some questionable ideals. Uh, I really like Bobby Williams,
Mhm.
although I think he's seriously underexperienced for that type of position. Uh, but I think doesn't mean we need an executive to be in there.
No,
We
you
didn't,
don't. You need
right?
somebody who's gonna come around to it, and he's come
And
around. He's a good speaker. I've heard him, and he's made his rounds, and he loves Florida. He's a good redneck Florida guy, and he helps the community. He's got those topics under his belt, and
I, and I
he's not
do
a dum dum.
I do believe he is more open minded, and even
Mhm.
on some of the things I don't agree with him on, I believe he's still able to be advised on, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. Like he's not set in his ways, and
Right.
like he's still learning. And
Mhm.
I mean, he's not inexperienced. He's a pastor. He's got a company and a whole congregation. So it's not like he's just some
He's got
redneck
a
from
business.
the middle of the state. He's actually out there and he does a lot of good in the county, especially after a disaster. So I really like Bobby Williams. Do I think he has a shot? No, I don't. But the other one, before I keep rambling on, the other one in the news is James Fishback, who gains a lot of traction because he's really good at social media. He's young. He portrays to be a conservative, but lately there's been a lot coming out about his
He's
personal life.
aggressive
Yeah,
too.
is
I've heard
right.
people say that he shows up and he's aggressive.
Well, and then when he gets under pressure, he turns around and says, well, I'll tell you this right now. If Ron DeSantis can run for a third term, I would not be running because he's the best president or best governor the state's ever had. And that turns the crowd all around immediately because it's true.
Mm,
But
mhm.
it's what he does to deflect. But his here's what happened recently, and I'm not going to play the whole video. I think just the first 30 seconds is enough. And maybe I'll post it. If you guys will go to our Facebook and watch it or our X, I'll reshare it. But I thought it was comical right off the bat. I listened to a few minutes of it, and
You
I
gotta
just
play it.
yeah, okay, let me find it. Where
Just
did it go?
remember, throw the fish
Yeah.
back.
So remember here to set the scene. James was with this woman. I don't know for how long. I don't know why she was with him, but he was with this woman. They split up, and literally, like within 3 weeks, he was married to another woman. So this is a little bit maybe of a woman scorned, or is this something more? Uh,
Maybe it was
mo-
a
may,
triangle of love.
or maybe this is just all a manipulation of social media
Yeah,
to
could
to
be.
garner more attention, more popularity for Fishback and his little clan of what are they? They're not millennials. They're not Gen Xers. They're like Gen Zers, right? I mean, like,
Yeah,
I don't
you've
know
got
how
to
old
ask
Fishback is.
questions, man. Because if you're not asking questions, then you're not using your brain. You know, you got to ask questions. You
Yeah.
know, what is
All right,
this?
so here's Francesca. Beautiful woman, by the way. Like I said, I don't know what she was doing with
She
that dude.
is. She's very
But
pretty.
but you could tell she's also I don't know. She's very good. Hold on.
Well, well, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? Or should I say that the fish is off the hook? Or should I say I threw that fish back?
Throw the fish back.
My name is Francesca, and it really is me. It's been me the whole time. And it's been so cute watching all of you scramble.
Have you ever been to
That's
a
not
murder
James
mystery?
Fishback's ex-girlfriend. That's a man LARPing. There's no way. Oh, baby, there's a way. Oh, there's a way. And it's been so fun. It's been so funny. And I'm going to enjoy you. Because I've been waiting for this for the past 6 months. I've been really quiet, if you think about it. If you think about it, you never really heard from me. You really just saw me. You saw me everywhere with him. And then suddenly I was nowhere with him. And then suddenly Red, wife, showed up. And what happened to his first wife? Where's Francesca? Where's his first wife? Wife, in quotes. James Fishback and I were never married. And I can't believe he did that. I really can't believe he did it. I thought this entire time, I thought he was going to show up at my door the day of, over my birthday weekend, and be like, baby, I'm sorry, I messed up. And I would say, I know. I know you did, Jamesy. I would say, I know, baby. It's fine. It happens.
This
But
is
no,
comical.
he got married instead. Now I'm left holding the ball on Twitter. Some of you guys have been so cute. You're like, there's no way that's the real Francesca. She's crashing out. She's being crazy. And I have to really ask you a question.
A little bit.
If I am James Fishback's better half, because I think we can all agree his new wife is not, I would say, have you ever met the man? Of course I'm acting like that on Twitter. Who do you think you learned it from? Where do you think I got it from? What do you think we do together? It's this. And so I know you
She
guys
just
have a lot
told
of
us.
questions for me. I know you guys want a lot of questions answered, and I will tell you everything. I will tell you all. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a slow burn. I'm going to use you, and I'm going to enjoy it. And you're going to enjoy this also, because you've been waiting for this story. You've all been waiting for this story, and it's really funny. It's really cute. I'm going to breadcrumb you. I'm going to tell you what I want when I feel like it. Because I got a lot of information.
She's an
and I'm
actress.
not giving it all out at once, just because I enjoy the chase. And I know you will too. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's talk about the articles. Let's talk about how I stole James Fishback's wedding, because everybody was talking about Francesca much more than they were talking about his silly little wedding.
How old is she?
Oh, baby.
I don't
what did
know,
you
but
do?
this I say she it reminds me of one of those actors that do these little murder mystery things up on stage, and they say the same lines every show every 2 hours for the whole weekend, and it's just, she seems like she's an actress to me, which okay, she probably might be. She's super young.
Yeah,
And
well, you know,
maybe
hey,
she's a
his
drama major.
His first, yeah, she could be. His first girlfriend was 17.
Oh man, yeah. So who knows? She
That
might.
was in the paper.
Yeah, I didn't know that. She don't look much older than 25, but whatever. But yeah, so this will be interesting. I'll keep an eye out for more of that and try to follow up on that if we really want to. I don't know. This guy's he's kind of
Well,
non-relevant
I mean, she
anymore.
wasn't like intellectually astute, you know, she kind of was just rambling on a bit. She's
Well,
absolutely adorable and cute as a button. But
yeah, but
I'm
she
wondering, how
switched.
old is this girl? Is she like
She switched
19? Is she
from
20?
talking to us to talking to him when
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Oh, you've been waiting. This is going to be a slow burn, and I'm going to use you." And then it's like, without pause, it's like, wait a minute, who are you going to use? you going to use me?
It's
Maybe
like a
not
message
here.
to Fishback. I threw
Yes.
the fish back. I've been saying that all
Yeah.
this campaign. Throw the fish
Yes.
back. There's
So
something
that'll be
shiny about
interesting.
that
Yeah.
fish.
So we've got a few elections coming up we can look forward to, and it's going to be something else. So that's all I got for the night. Joanne,
Yeah.
you did a show last night. People can still go catch up with that. We'll be doing a show, To The Point podcast. Well, first will be Tuesday night in the 8 o'clock hour, TGI Now, with John, Eddie, and Rondell. It's kind of like a variety show. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock hour, it'll be me, Leo, and Vince for To The Point podcast. And we talk about headlines, national stuff, stupid stuff. And then again on Friday night,
Is the board
yeah, the
report at
board
7
report.
p.m.
We don't really have anything set up yet, but we're going to try to get you some candidates, and if not, some more people to talk crap about local news.
Yeah, and then on Thursdays I do the Binford
Yes.
Chronicles.
That's right.
And
Yes, Thursday
yeah,
night.
yeah, Thursday night at 7 p.m.
My
Yeah.
daughter is trying to sneak in here to say
Hi,
hi.
beautiful.
She just turned 6 yesterday, so her
She's
birthday
still
just
got a
passed.
binky?
No,
She got
not
a
yet.
No,
lollipop
she's got.
binky?
It's one of those lollipop things. You better get that thing. Ring pop,
A ring pop.
candy. But
Oh.
anyways, all right, folks, thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a comment, drop a like it, leave a comment, whatever. Follow our Facebook page and all the other stuff we offer, and we hope to see you soon. Anything else, Joanne?
No, that's it. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Friday.
See you.